Okay, so Malcolm X was born in 1925. Malcolm X was an African American guy, very outspoken, very confident, always speaking his mind. He really was for the black community back in the 1960s. Now, he didn't have a perfect life. He was born in 1925, so he grew up during racism. He grew up during a time where the KKK was out harassing black people, burning down homes and beating up on black guys and stealing their women and doing, harassing their women. And also, his father was a preacher. He didn't grow up in a bad life. It was not like he grew up with bad parents and he had a bad upbringing. No, he grew up in a really good home. He had a lot of brothers and sisters. He had a father who was a dark skinned and tall, clean shaven. He wore glasses. He was a preacher. His mother was fair skinned and she looked almost white. He described her. I read the book 15 years ago, back in 2006. When I was 15, I was hooked to it when I was in 10th grade. I'm like, it was really thick, but it was a really entertaining book. And it teaches you a lot about self love and how black people think. Black people grow up in America. We deal with racism and prejudice every day just because of the color of our skin. And he was the opposite of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was about love and coming together and bringing the whole world together. He was about bringing white and black people together and other ethnic people together. Malcolm X was about dividing people. Was helping each other. Malcolm X was different. His mindset was more like let's help. Let black people should help each other, and black people should come together, start our own businesses. We should help each other, and try to come together as one, which we still haven't done in 2021. Black people still divided, and the only way that we become successful is if we start our own business or if we become famous and stuff like that. Or become an athlete, become a football, basketball player. That's the only way black people succeed in life, or we go to college. Other than that, black people really don't come together and help each other. Malcolm X's father was killed by a racist KKK on a train. He was killed on the train tracks, a horrible death. His mother suffered mental illness because of the death of her husband. His mother was light skinned, which is why he was light skinned. Malcolm X was light skinned and he had red hair. And kids used to tease him because of his light skin. And he said he used to hate the white. I think I think Malcolm X's mom was mixed, so that's why he came out light skinned and with red hair. And that kids teased him because of his light skin, especially black kids. Black kids already have this self hate, which they're taught by their parents. They'll usually pick on people that's light skinned, or they still do that today. And that's why light skinned people suffer. Malcolm X's mother was sent to a mental institution. Him and his brothers and sisters were sent to a orphanage, foster home, with abuse, no love, neglect. They didn't eat good and didn't sleep good. Um, he grew up to become a criminal when he was 14, 15. He dropped out of middle school in the eighth grade because a teacher told him that black people are not can't be successful at anything. So he got depressed, insecure. He dropped out of school, became a criminal. He was ended up dating prostitute white women, ended up going to jail, getting caught. He became a burglar. He also knew Red Fox too. He wanted to become a burglar, got arrested, sentenced to a couple of years in jail at 21, came out, he met in prison, accordingly he met a Muslim. And that's how he got become a Muslim. Muslims are clean shaved, they don't fornicate, they don't do anything crazy, they stay out of trouble. They wear tuxedos. He became a Muslim. And he met Elijah Muhammad, who was an old guy, light skinned guy. And eventually, Malcolm X found out that Elijah Muhammad was sleeping around with some of the girls. He, you know, so he got some of the girls pregnant, and they were under 18. But he actually exposed him on national television. He was kicked out of the Muslim, and then eventually he was killed because of that. Because he kept putting out negative things about people. Chickens coming home to roost. When John F. Kennedy died, he said something like that. So he kept spewing out negative energy, putting down black people, and this kind of got him killed. People speculate the FBI, but he died in 1965. He was assassinated by a few black guys. They said they had nothing to do with it, but whatever. Mr. J.